Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Magic Wand and welcome back if you happen to be returning. Today I am going to do a follow-up to the flip through of the Mystical Shaman Pocket Oracle. I am going to do one of the spreads in the guidebook, which is the 4-card reading called The Hidden Treasures in the Medicine Wheel. The guidebook describes the spread and it includes the layout and each position for the spread, and I will go ahead and do that spread today. So first I'll read to you what it entails so that you have an understanding and you can perhaps contemplate on what you may derive from this particular spread and message. Okay, so this 4-card reading called The Hidden Treasures in the Medicine Wheel is described as when you need to dream your world newly into being, you have to discover hidden resources, the deeply buried treasures. When you have already harvested the gems and precious stones from the surface, you're ready to explore the depths with all its beauty and creative chaos. To that end, a 4-card reading will reveal the hidden influences to your situation and show you things you might not be aware of. The layout of a 4-card reading follows the 4 directions of the medicine wheel. Draw 4 cards, placing them in front of you in the 4 cardinal directions in the order as indicated in the guidebook. And the first card will be the South card. It will represent that which you need to let go of. What needs to be shed? It is an old wound that you no longer need to define yourself by. The second card, which is to the west, represents a part of you that needs to die. It is an old story that needs to be let go so that you may find a new meaningful story for your life. The third card, which is in the north position, represents the wisdom that you need to acquire. You have learned the lessons from the south and west cards. What wisdom is ready to mature within you? What is your great medicine that you are ready to embrace? What are the deeply buried treasures that have become available to you? And then the fourth card, which will be the east position, represents your possible destiny, the way that you will share your treasures and gifts with others. Okay, so I will ask that you contemplate these questions, which I will include in the description box below the video. Okay, so I will go ahead and shuffle for the spread, and I will ask that you keep in mind that the reading today is a timeless reading, and at any point that you may come across the video, there may well be meaning in it for you at that point or stage in your life. And I also ask that you use your intuition to discern if the spread and cards drawn today hold meaning for you at this time. And I won't be taking flyouts because I will be cutting and drawing the cards in that regard. And I will ask Spirit to please guide my hand for a 4-card spread for the collective today. And I will go ahead and cut the deck so that I can draw the cards that way. Now the cards, the layout goes with the south first, west in the second position, north third, and east in the fourth position. And I will remind you of the meanings for the first card, which would be the south position. This represents that which you need to let go of and what needs to be shed. It may be an old wound that you no longer need to define yourself by. And that card is number 50, the spiral. Let's see what the meaning suggests that you need to let go of at this stage. Let's see what this reads. Okay, so the essence reads, From the galaxies in the sky to diminutive shells at the beach, the spiral is found extensively in the natural world. Its shape in the form of a coiled serpent has been used since ancient times as a tool for growth and transformation. The spiral is a guide for entering deep into one's consciousness and the unknown, and then extending far out into the heavens. It is crucial to surrender to this journey until the exhausted paradigm dissolves in the depths of the psyche and its energy is released to give birth to new reality. So that is very significant for this position. It actually is describing what you need to dissolve and let go of. Now, the invitation here says to renew yourself, you must shed your old skin. Very interesting that this card comes up in this position. You have already done this, so do not keep scraping away at the old, but welcome the soft new skin that is starting to grow. Break the habit of working on your faults all the time and let nature take its course. Know that a new skin feels vulnerable and scary at times. Trust the medicine of the spiral as it guides your journey of renewal. So that is very significant for this position, and which was to let go of what needs to be shed. So that was that. And the second position, the card in the west, this represents the part of you that needs to die. It's an old story that needs to be let go so that you may find a new meaningful story for your life. And this card is represented by, or this position is represented by this card, number 53, the sun. Okay, so let's see what number 53, sorry, did I read that correctly? So it's card number 53. Let's see what card 53 reads. Now, this is the part of you that needs to die, and it's the old story that needs to be let go so that you may find a new meaningful story for your life. And it reads, the essence. The sun is acknowledged by many cultures as the foremost masculine force. In other traditions, it is seen as the feminine in her full power. Either way, it is the most brilliant light for all beings and allows life to sprout from the dark. Either way, it is the most brilliant light for all beings and allows life to sprout from the dark feminine earth. It can be gentle and warming, close to sunrise or sunset, fall or winter, or it can be destructive, as in its zenith during a scorching summer. The invitation. Have you been hibernating? Have you been introspective? It is time to come out of your cave and savor the life-giving light of our star. The sun rekindles your passion and your creative energy. Life is calling to shine your light and to add your lightness and humor to the seriousness around you. Get out and play. So this card in this position, which you need to let die, would probably be interpreted as, in terms of if you were hibernating, let that part die off. You've hibernated long enough. And now it's time to move into the sun and enjoy life. So let the old part of you that's been hibernating away, perhaps for one reason or another, let that part die for now and head out into the sun and enjoy some fresh air. And literally, perhaps you've been holding up for some reason or other, and now it's time to let that die and move out into the sun and enjoy life. Do something fun outside. Even going for a walk would be very good. Okay, so now we are into the north position, and this card represents the wisdom that you need to acquire. You have learned the lessons from the south and west cards. Now, what wisdom is ready to mature within you? What is your great medicine that you are ready to embrace? And what are the deeply buried treasures that have become available to you? Now, let's see what the North Star holds for you. And it is card number 60, the Vision Quest. That is very interesting. This is the wisdom you need to acquire. And let's go ahead and read from the guidebook regarding the Vision Quest. The essence reads, in the Vision Quest, you face your fear, embrace your mortality, and then meet face to face with spirit. Let me pull that into the picture a bit better there for you. When we feel stagnant, which is quite interesting because this somewhat represented letting go of being stagnant. So now you've moved into this. So when we feel stagnant, a vision quest brings our lives into perspective. We realize our flaws, our potential, and the opportunities that life is now offering us. We remain on a vision quest until we find the key to open a new door or write a new chapter in our lives. And the invitation, find clarity by spending time alone in nature. If you live in a city, go for walks in a park. Wow, that's quite interesting because these cards were drawn in these positions and they are reflecting a very clear message. Let me start this invitation again. Find clarity by spending time alone in nature. If you live in a city, go for walks in a park. If you live in the country, make sure that you spend time outside in contemplation. Get off the couch. Get away from your desk. Go outside. Spirit helps those who help themselves. So set your intention and ask nature for a guiding vision for your life. Okay, very interesting. Now the fourth position is in the East, and this card represents your possible destiny, the way that you will share your treasures and gifts with others. And this is card number 44, the sacrifice. Okay, now let's see what card number 44 has to say in terms of this position, which is your possible destiny. And it reads, okay, the sacrifice, the essence. To sacrifice means to make sacred. The sacrifice is an offering of gratitude made from the heart, a feast of love prepared for spirit. So the invitation is, the sacrifice asks that you offer to spirit that which is most precious to you. Your offering will be sanctified and returned tenfold. You will be elevated to the altar at which you have been praying and meet the divine at the table with the heavenly feast. You are a welcome guest in this banquet. Your heart is the only worthy offering you can bring. Life has been generous with you in so many ways. So the interpretation of this card I would take to mean is what you can offer in terms of a sacred offering, which is the derivative of the word sacrifice, in a positive way, something which is meaningful to you, which I think can be interpreted, as it mentions, to be gratitude. Even a simple prayer of gratitude will bring substance back to you in terms of fulfilling perhaps your destiny. Now, and for example, you may pray for clarity towards what your destiny is if you're not already clear on it. Because this card does represent your possible destiny and the way that you share your treasures and gifts with others. So in terms of sacrifice, it is offering something sacred that you find valuable. And in my interpretation, I would suggest perhaps in this case, a prayer of clarification, or if you are already in tune with your destiny, then a prayer of gratitude and a prayer of clarification of how best to offer what you have in your treasure vault of creativity or whatever so inspires you to offer to the world. Okay, so that is the reading today of The Hidden Treasures in the Medicine Wheel. I hope you enjoyed the reading, and I hope it had some meaning for you today. And I'll just go over again the cards. So the first card was that which represents something to let go of and something that you should let die. And then the card in the north represents the wisdom you need to acquire. And the card to the east represents your possible destiny, the way that you will share your treasures and gifts with others. So it was a very interesting spread in my opinion. Thanks so much for following me today, and have yourselves a great day. Take care. Bye for now.